Hello, this is RJ City, and I am ethically opposed to any more wrestling podcasts. I don't know why you guys are talking about wrestling. It is a niche product. It is a very small industry. Yet, at this point, there's more wrestling podcasts than there are wrestlers. There is something wrong with society as a whole, but as you get smaller and smaller into wrestling, and then the wrestling podcast sphere, it gets even worse. And one such example, if I may turn on the microscope and look at the drudgery that happens to be True Heel Heat. SP3, Sid, this is your fault.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for Rated Raw review number 106, WrestleMania Jeopardy, reviewing last night's February 9th, 2026 edition of Monday Night Raw as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. He is your resident True Heel alcoholic himself. And yes, he made it into work despite the quality of Monday Night Raw. So I appreciate him so much. He is the one and only Top Guy JJ. How are you doing, Top Guy?
I didn't even get to change my headline thing.
Me either. It's still the same from.
I didn't even care.
Me either.
Because between the length of this show and the length of Monday Night Raw, we will have wasted 5 hours of our lives.
Oh, we will not be going as long as we went last week. I will already let you know that.
Thank the fucking Lord.
Yeah, we're not.
What the fuck are we watching?
there's a difference between last week's show, which was so bad it was funny, to this week's show that was so painfully boring. I don't have too much to say about it.
Good. Because I got shit to do today.
Same. Also same. So, yes.
Raw.
That's the start that we're going on.
How y'all doing, chat? How y'all doing, chat? It's good to see y'all. This is worse than when you have that long-ass vacation and you got to go back to work on that first Monday. That feeling of, I really don't want to be there. Yo, I love y'all, but I really don't want to be here today. Like what the fuck? Like, what in the actual fuck happened yesterday?
I really like, I think I've said this before to you, that there is a difference in WWE between bad, like last week's show, which was bad, and then you had this great segment at the end. So I think it made the great segment at the end like matter that much more and make it as impactful as it was. And there's a difference between painfully boring professional wrestling like we got last night.
I'm not even spoiled. I'm sorry, SP. I'm going off kilter here. I'm not even waiting to the end of this shit. This shit is already getting a fucking thumbs down. There's no way you're going to read off a show to me that I watched last night that is going to remotely change my mind.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. This was not a good show. So
This was painfully bad.
Yeah. I won't even say like it's gonna get as low of a rating as last week for me, but it probably should because it was just boring.
Oh, it's definitely getting a much lower rating from me this week. At least last week we had the Punk and Roman segment that I gave 4 points to on its own.
This is true.
This whole show is probably not going to get a 4 from me.
Fair. That is fair. That is fair. Yeah, there's just so many things on the show that just doesn't have any type of direction, especially the top faction on the show. And like there's only one thing on the show that was really worth a damn, and Romeo decided to put it in our thumbnail. That was the only segment that I could say was good on the show.
And this segment wasn't good. This segment was fucking. This was foreseeing more misery for another individual that no one gives a fuck about.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, so I don't really care about his misery. I just care that we got a good Punk promo.
Sure, whatever.
But yes,
but
thank you so much.
The promo I wanted was not geared towards the person that he was supposed to respond to. It was against the schmuck behind me on the fucking screensaver.
We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. You could drop a thumbs up on the video. You could share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We are here every single Tuesday for Rated Raw Review, reviewing Monday Night Raw as only we can. We want to thank you so much, because it was a hard show to get through last week to get to the final segment, but man, you guys came through in the support. I think we had like over 50 watching us live during last week's show, and we had our most views for a Rated Raw review since July of 2024. And that was due to the whole Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan love triangle, where we did 3 weeks of high views. But thank you so much, guys, for showing your support to last week's Rated Raw review. And we appreciate y'all if you're joining us back this week. So sound off in the live chat, sound off in the comments down below. Let us know what you thought about last night's Monday Night Raw. If you're with us live, we'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel and Rated Raw review, you could do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We got Sanjo in the chat saying sup everyone. We got our homegirl Annika who says hey homies. We got Dion who bringing up one of the other.
Annika, I need to borrow that mask. I need to borrow that mask that's on her picture. I need to borrow that shit. I need to cover my mouth from the filth that we're about to talk about.
We got Dion who says, what's up, THH? The vision is cooked. Except for a couple of bright spots, the booking has been all over the place. The booking is just bad right now. And I'm not surprised that Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer, reported this week that Triple H is getting eternal criticism for the booking and how the WrestleMania plans are all over the place and he keeps changing them. He has a lot of stuff that's circumstantial that's causing that. And I don't think that the eternal criticism should be because, oh man, the ticket sales are down from last year at this time for WrestleMania. You're doing the same place 2 years in a row. You raised the ticket prices ridiculously. There are a couple of reasons before we get to Triple H's booking, but I'm all for Triple H being criticized. Sorry.
I mean, please just make them louder. Like, just make them louder. Like the. Mind you, we're 2 episodes out of the Royal Rumble, and we're what, 2 weeks from the Elimination Chamber? 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. And I did, I did say pray for us all when Mania goes to Saudi next year. Oh God, we're gonna need some praying over these next 10 weeks. Oh,
it's not looking good right now. It's not looking good right now. That's an understatement. I think it's not looking good right now in regards to where this company is at currently. It doesn't look like they have much direction at this time. We got Dion who adds, I don't want to hear people defending Triple H's glacial pace long-term booking anymore. He overcooks everything.
So I would much rather see stuff that's overcooked. At least I would see that there's effort there. This show was the complete opposite of cooking. They fed us raw, poisonous meat yesterday. These motherfuckers didn't even try last night.
And this is the second week in last week was kind of the Philly crowd was off, but I thought the Cleveland crowd was actually one of the bright spots of this show.
Sorry for Cleveland, because good Lord.
Yeah. Dion saying, and now with Braun hurt, that's going to delay his push even more. He's most likely not going to make WrestleMania. Get well soon, Braun. A hernia. If they would have listened to me and JJ, me and Jeremy, me and multiple people who said, just give Braun the title last year. Just give him the title right after he turned on Seth. But no, we got to do it gradually. He's got to earn it. And now what? Now he might miss Mania.
Because we got to make these niggas pay their dues. We got to make them wait their turn. And we got to do this and we got to do that. And we don't know how to strike when the iron is hot. And it's like they have this conceptual feeling of they got time on their side. Like it's like the time is guaranteed. Like it will happen. It will happen. And then you got somebody that's probably in his own head probably real life in his own head, overstimulated himself, and probably just fucking worked out to a point where his body broke down.
Yeah.
Good job, y'all. It's a great way to keep your employees' morales high.
Maybe he wouldn't be in this position if you just would have pushed him.
Or just have him in the fucking picture. At least if he was in the fucking picture consistently, it would feel a little different. You can't go from 1 week being a big shot, cutting the promo of your life, and then next week sitting on the couch as a fucking lackey, and then next week you're on the fucking ringside supporting your buddies as they're having matches. Oh, and then 4 weeks later, you're a big shot again, and then now you're the man again, and then all of a sudden, you're behind everybody else in your own fucking group as they're getting shine. It's mind fucking stupid. Like this place, this place, bro. Oh God, I just want you to get through this show.
Well, we got a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Josh D from CT, who gives us a super chat donation simply saying, "This is what we do."
Clearly.
We like fantastical storytelling. You know, we like the broader range, and we like to get a group of people and we bring them together with these fantastical stories of storytelling, long-term storytelling, and a whole bunch of cliches that I can come up with that makes my shitty booking sound good. This is what we do. Did you enjoy the show? All part of the show.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be. I'm trying to like uplift my mood to laugh with y'all. I'm not sure how much that's gonna happen on this episode.
We got Rachel in the chat who says,
or
1, the vision is a flop. True. 2, Seth should never lead a group ever again. 3, Heyman peaked with the bloodline creatively. And 4, the creative wasn't just Heyman, but also Roman, which is not talked about enough. I talk about it all the time, Rachel. I talked about it when the bloodline was at its peak. I was like, everybody's giving all the credit to Triple H when it's Heyman and Roman.
I don't know if it's you or if it's me, but I could barely like make out words that you're saying.
Uh-oh. I don't know. Maybe it is me. Y'all let me know in the chat. I don't know. JJ's frozen for me right now, so I don't know. We got in the chat here. We got Chase who says Roman made others see the true vision of it all. Okay. So okay.
Right.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you, Annika. Appreciate
so
you.
Let me do I'm gonna probably just do a quick reset on my internet real quick because I think I went out like 3-4 times. So let me do a quick reset. I'll be back in like 2-3 minutes.
No worries. We got Davion who says James Harden is more than the vision. Hey, James Harden looks good with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I enjoyed them putting a whooping on the Nuggets, who had the lead for most of the game, and then they gave it away to Cleveland at the end. I've been liking so far. I said that over on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel. I was high on James Harden going to the Cavs. Chris G was kind of on the low end with them, mainly because when it comes to the playoffs, all bets are off. But I said, as far as like getting the Cavs back into the mix with the Eastern Conference, James Harden was a positive move. He's on the court, and he's a better player at this point than Darius Garland. So I like the move. We got Chilling with Chase who says the problem is Triple H does long-term storytelling for minor programs. We've been teasing Judgment Day split for how many years now? Laugh my ass off. Yeah. He says, got to strike while the iron is hot. No, he strikes when the iron is already peaked. It's already hit his maximum heat and it's starting to cool down. And that's when he pulls the trigger on it, which is dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Can't believe how dumb he is. Annika says Lesnar was champ 6 months into his debut. Yep. Dion saying The Rock was champ in like 2 years. Yep. Braun Breaker's been on TV for this is year number 5. People will say, "Oh, he was in developmental for 2 or 3 of those years." The developmental brand NXT 2.0 that was on the USA Network. This is the developmental brand of The Rock's age, where we didn't see him on national television until 1996. So 2 years into seeing him on national television, he was already the champion. Braun Breaker has been on national television since he debuted in NXT 2.0. So he has been on national television for nearly 5 years now. He's been on the main roster for over 2 years now. We got here in the chat, we got Chilling with Chase who says Triple H booking Raw like Game 7 James Harden. That's more accurate. That's accurate as hell right there. Pedro says Hunter doesn't know when to strike. He always misses. I'm already ready to call it. If you saw it in the weeds earlier, I'm already ready to call it on Drew McIntyre as WWE champion. He missed the peak. He should have listened to Cody and Drew back at WrestlePalooza. He should have put the title on Drew then. He gave the title to Drew on basically a fluke in January, and you had your 2 top guys cut his balls off on last week's show. And I saw some people that were trying to defend Drew. I saw like Wrestling Observer saying Drew cut an outstanding promo on SmackDown. I couldn't even tell you what Drew said on SmackDown. All I remember him saying is, "Raw, rah, rah, the SmackDown roster should be angry because they crapped on our show." Okay. Chilling with Jay says this is what 2 years in a row Triple H fudging up the WrestleMania build. Maybe the lights are too bright for him. Every booker has about 2 to 3 years of great booking. They have 2 to 3 years of great booking in them. Like, luckily for Tony Khan, he had 2 good years back to back in 2020, 2021. Then he had Brawl Out in 2022. Then he had Brawl In 2023. Then 2024, the beginning of the Death Riders fell apart. So he had 3 straight years where his booking wasn't the greatest. And then he had another great year in 2025. He will make history if 2026 is a great year, because that will give him 4 great years of booking for AEW. Vince McMahon, he had his great booking in 1998, 1997, 2000. Those were his great years of booking. He's had other years where he's, people like Paul Heyman, Stephanie McMahon, Ryan Ward, where they had more influence and we got good stretches, like in 2016 and 2002, 2003, SmackDown, stuff like that. But Vince McMahon on his own, he had 3 great years. He had 1997, 1998, 2000. After that, it's been all downhill, and it's been basically him rehashing stupid shit. Triple H had his 3 great years. He had 2002, he had 2003, 2004. Anybody that's going to mention NXT years, I think we've established multiple times on this. We are Ryan Ward. We are a pro Ryan Ward YouTube channel here, and we will not take any disrespect in anyone giving Triple H all the credit for the NXT years, because we give that credit to the black man in the creative room, Ryan Ward. Ryan Ward deserves all the credit, plus his Black History Month. We've acknowledged it more times than WWE has acknowledged Black History Month in the last 3 years. We got Chilling with Chase, who says, what about the 80s? I like the Mega Powers storyline from Vince. That was Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard has taken credit for, he had a lot of influence in that. Anytime that you could say, you can point to like a year in the 80s, you could say maybe 85 is a good year for Vince. Yeah, I think Vince probably has the most good years as a booker, because he was booker for, what was it, like 40, 50 years? So he has the record, but it's been so long. It's been since 2000 that Vince had a great booking year on his own. And that's why I said Tony Khan would make history if this year is a great year for AEW. And Top Guy JJ, is back. Thank you, Top Guy.
Are we good? Are we good?
We're good. You're good to go.
All right.
But before we get into the show, I only have one question for you. Did you see the responses after last week with the phenomenal promo between CM Punk and Roman Reigns? Did you see the responses by Cody, Raheem Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre on SmackDown?
I saw the Cody one. Very fiery. So I was like, okay, all right, whatever. That was kind of disappointed with the McIntyre one. I thought he would have shot a little bit more shots. But he's not in that scene, so I guess I get it. Kind of to a degree, like it was his version of like a soft response without creating a rivalry in that championship match. Because it, to a degree, they're going to try to keep them apart from each other. So I get the shots back, but they weren't too tough to make them have to go back and forth at each other.
Yeah, I agree with you. With Cody's was good. The fired up babyface promo part, but the part that everybody's gonna remember, the part that everybody was talking about was the Raheem joke, and it came off so cringe. It was so cringe, especially in this company that doesn't acknowledge that it's Black History Month. You claiming to have a black man penis. I don't think that literally that was like J. Cole backing out of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, where he accepted that, yeah, there's a big three, I'm number 3. That was Cody acknowledging that he's number 3 out of the big 3 of him, Roman and Cody, Roman and Punk.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, if you were there live, you would have probably popped to it, like most people.
I liked the line. Like, I thought it was funny at first, but when I actually thought about it, I was like, yeah. It was like,
It is what it is, though. I mean, it's almost like they had to say something, because what we've all been saying, and what I'm pretty sure a lot more people's been saying, is how the WWE's #1 championship just switched places. So they're trying to stake their claims and making sure that title stays #1. But even though it's not, but it's not. Even it's not, but they're trying to stake that claim. And it's kind of a shame that a title that's like 3 years old or 2.5 years old is already become more important in a fell swoop of about a couple of weeks. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. And CM Punk is not been a bad champion. So it's not only Roman Reigns that did that. It does take 2 to tango, and it takes that person for Roman to go after to make it special. So if Roman did that to Solo Sikoa, or he did that to somebody of non-substance, it wouldn't have been as powerful. It was towards CM Punk, and it was at that World Heavyweight Championship. So all the party, and it made it bigger. So, yeah, little peas in the pot there, but it is what it is. Good on them to at least respond. It was good on them to at least respond, and they didn't leave it empty, and they didn't act like they didn't hear it.
Yeah, I guess I don't get participation trophies. You had to come harder than that for me.
But I get it.
I get where you're coming from.
I get it though, is because if Cody and Drew would have gave their best promo and fucking flamed them, they would have had to respond back to them. So it's like, you might as well have a fucking tag team match for both championships.
They should do the No Way Out 2007 booking of Cena. It was Cena and Shawn Michaels versus Batista and Undertaker. It should be Punk and Roman versus Drew and Cody on like Saturday night's main event before Mania.
But then you're taking Cody out of the chamber right away?
No, the Saturday night's main event would be like in March.
Oh, okay. I mean, whatever. I mean, it would be nice to see. It would be nice to see, and it would be a nice little little fuel to that fire to get them all to coexist, especially as partners.
Yeah.
Cody and Drew having a team up and Punk and Roman having a team again.
Short King the Goat says 2001 was that Vince. I enjoyed that year. I know people talk about the invasion, which I get, but as a 7-year-old, it was still entertaining, especially the first quarter of 2001. In my opinion, the greatest first quarter ever. I will say, yeah, the 2001 was Vince, but it's clear as day. Like, there's no arguing that 2001 was not in totality a great creative year, because the invasion, one of the greatest opportunities in WWE history, they fumbled it. That's one of the greatest like fumbles in WWE history. I will agree with you. The first quarter, mainly first quarters of the year, it really depends on how great the year prior was. And the first quarter of 2001, they're riding off the effects of their greatest year ever. 2000, in my opinion, is the greatest year in WWE history. So they're still riding off that high into 2001, where Austin is finally got the ring rust off of him. He's going to win the Royal Rumble in one of the greatest Royal Rumbles of all time in 2001. You had No Way Out 2001 with the 3 stages of hell between Austin and Triple H, the great main event between Rock and Kurt Angle, where Rock wins back the title, and then the build up to Rock and Austin, the build up to Vince and Shane. You had Angle and Benoit at WrestleMania 17. You had Taker and Triple H. Like, they were firing on all cylinders. TLC 3, like, they were still riding the high that was 2000. And this is the final stretch of the greatness of 2000, is that first quarter of 2001. But there's no doubt at all that the biggest mistake that they made following that is the fact that Rock is leaving, and who should have turned babyface is Triple H. Triple H should have turned babyface. It should have been a double turn where Austin's now the heel, Triple H is now the babyface. Triple H is going to fight against Austin, and then eventually you could turn Triple H back when you start the invasion if he's healthy, and Triple H could have joined the alliance while Austin was the leader of WWE. That would have turned Austin back to babyface. They made a mistake by doing the whole 2-man power trip thing, and it all fell apart. Especially like those couple of months leading into the invasion, they were not good creatively, because you had the top of the card being dominated by the same names. It's Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, and Kane, and Rock being gone was a big down point for the whole business and creatively.
Yeah, it felt like during that time, like all they was chasing was the big moment. Was the big moments for that invasion, and everything else in between was just kind of thrown together. The big Austin switch, the big Austin re-switch, the big defects, the big alliance movement. Like, they just went for the big moments, and everything else in between was just happening. But at the same time, it's like that was at the point in time that they got so comfortable that they had no competition. So they didn't really have to put any like real like foot on the gas and really try to really think with intelligence and clever booking the way they had to do in 98, 99 and going into 2000, where they had to really think about week to week episodes on how to beat a competition, how to get back to being number one. There was literally no one else around. Like, TNA didn't exist yet.
No.
So like these, there was no alternate. There was literally nothing else to watch unless you were watching New Japan. And 1 out of every like 5,000 people were probably watching New Japan on a regular basis.
Especially Western audience, like
right?
in the United States, yeah.
So there was absolutely no fire and no competition. And they got comfortable. They got comfortable, and they just started putting out whatever they presumed was good, even if it wasn't that great, because there was no backlash coming because there was nobody else.
We got another super chat donation from our man Gordon Winfalls. Thank you so much for the support. He says this Triple H copy and paste bloodline, aka the Vision, has been atrocious. At this point,
whoa. Thank you for the super chat, but putting the bloodline and the Vision in the same fucking sentence is a wrestling crime.
This is like putting the bloodline and the MFTs in the same sentence.
Crime. Just them. That is a crime in itself. I think when you were typing that, maybe your fingers were probably your phone should have shocked your fingers or something. Because no, it shouldn't have let you finish that sentence, regardless of whatever the sentence finishes as.
He says, at this point, I'd rather rehash the bloodline and run it back Jey Uso style. Put up the ones. No, you can't even do the bloodline. He literally milked that cow dry with the bloodline, and that's why he had to create the Vision, but the Vision has completely fallen apart, especially since Seth Rollins got injured. It was already not good when Seth Rollins was around. It just got worse once he got injured.
And then the only person that we actually gave any fucks about is now injured too.
It's like when it rains.
You're telling me we're supposed to even pay attention to a Vision with Brunson, Reed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory? What in the actual fuck?
You made if that's supposed to be the bloodline, you made the bloodline into the job squad.
This Vision is more in line with like 2000 NWO.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where you have motherfuckers like Kurt Hennig and Virgil in the group and shit. God rest their soul.
This is 2000s NWO when Bret Hart was a part of it and then gets injured 1 month into the run, and then they're just left with Jeff Jarrett, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash.
Dog, I forgot that Bret Hart was even in the NWO. Yeah, God, please delete that memory from my existence. Please delete that.
Let's talk about Monday Night Raw last night. It was from Cleveland, Ohio. What did you think about the crowd last night in Cleveland?
Literally the best part about the entire show.
Agreed. Michael Cole kicked us off by saying Cleveland was known, among other things, as the city where the Monday Night Wars came to an end. He announced that there would be over 10,000 in attendance tonight. We see a couple of the superstars arriving, including CM Punk, who, surprise, out of nowhere, he sees his wife, AJ Lee, is here tonight. We see also that Becky Lynch was also arriving at the same time, just behind AJ Lee, and completely looks irate after seeing her rival. She freaked out and ran the other way. We then, Cole announced that Braun Breaker was injured while training, and he had surgery and would be out indefinitely. I was like, God damn, like, you lied, but you could have came up with like a better story about like him beating up people backstage and getting suspended. You didn't have to tell us that he was actually injured, but okay. Then we go to our opening segment, which is the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch. She marches down to the ring and she wondered when the disrespect would end. She planned to talk about the injustice at the Royal Rumble, but instead saw who decided to return to her show, and the fans start chanting AJ Lee, AJ Lee, AJ Lee, and out comes the former WWE Divas champion. Lee gets on the mic. Becky asks her, "Why are you here?" Lee says that she was there to support her girl, Maxine Dupree. You know, they're such good friends. You know, they've only met like once before this, who had a match tonight. Maybe she would hang out in catering when it was over or something like that. Lynch cut her off, and Becky says that Lee tried to act all cute, but she saw through it. Lynch didn't like her eyebrows and compared her to a little annoying chihuahua that kept barking at her and keeping her up at night, ruining her life. Lee called that a tad bit dramatic because she hadn't done anything to her besides, I don't know, beating her at WrestlePalooza. But other than that, oh yeah, I did beat you in the Women's War Games at Survivor Series. But other than that, oh yeah, I also cost you the Intercontinental Championship against Maxine Dupree at Madison Square Garden. But yeah, I mean, now I see why you're a little bit bothered, but it was all water under the bridge now because Becky was champion again. Becky starts acting maniacal, or try to, and asks what it would take to get rid of her. She literally points at the WrestleMania sign, but then brings up that Elimination Chamber would be in Lee's hometown of Chicago. She is very much from New Jersey, Becky, but I understand you're manic. She does live in Chicago. Adopted hometown is the term you were looking for. Lynch asked if Lee wanted her to ruin her life the way that AJ has ruined hers. Lee acted like she wasn't sure because she hadn't had a singles match in over a decade. It had to be special. Lee says that she beat Becky already, which should really make her the number one contender. Lynch repeatedly said no, 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 as the crowd chanted yes, yes, yes. And Becky was like, she didn't want to put the title on the line. So AJ responded, no title, no match. So Becky begrudgingly agreed. Lynch said that Lee felt like she had been held down by the man before. She had no idea what she was in store for now. She welcomed her to the big time before storming off, as Lee was very happy with herself as she will now challenge Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship at Elimination Chamber, which I was completely surprised by. And I was completely surprised as well by not just this announcement, but how bad this segment was. Oh my God. These are two people that I enjoy so much. These are two women that I consider two of the biggest female stars that WWE has ever had. These are pioneers of women's wrestling. These are pioneers of the women's evolution who have had great memorable segments over the last year. The segment where AJ Lee came back in September on Friday Night SmackDown. The promo segment they had on Monday Night Raw that followed that. The 2-on-2 promo segment with their husbands, CM Punk and Seth Rollins, was great stuff. The segments to build up the Women's War Games was fun brawls that helped build up that show. This was the worst segment they've ever been a part of before. Becky's acting was not good in this segment. It just came off like two women that were having a very petty squabble instead of two of the biggest female stars ever. Like, we saw what two major stars going at it on the mic felt like last week. This was not it. This was not it at all. It's very confusing how they set this up. Their wording of everything made it sound like AJ was going to get like a number one contenders or an eliminator matchup against Becky at first, and then they made it for the title afterwards, making it for Elimination Chamber when we all kind of suspect that this is just going to be a fuck finish to set up a real matchup at WrestleMania. So why fucking do the matchup in the first place then? Why not just do the first ever time singles matchup between these two at WrestleMania? This was baffling how bad this all played out for me personally. What did you think?
This segment was weird. Like it just felt weird. Like even the way the show started with them just like, I don't mind the hot shots. I'm actually for hot shot surprises. I'm okay for it. But why is Becky Lynch walking directly behind CM Punk? Like in what universe does that make sense in a wrestling perspective? That they would just be in the same shot together. Like, so I just like, okay, this is just weird. And then the way Becky comes out, like she came out and she's acting like someone stole her candy. And it came off, it was supposed to come off like kind of unhinged. It was supposed to come off like she's at the brink of losing it, but it came off bratty. It came off childish. It came off not whatever the intended delivery was. And AJ's response was literally, "Oh, just respond to what she says." Like there was no dialogue between this promo at all, and you could just tell.
This came off like a segment that they wrote the day of the show. It's quite obvious
on the way to the show.
This is quite obvious a thrown together plan, because they had to boost up the Elimination Chamber. Maybe the ticket sales for Elimination Chamber ain't doing so well, so they hot-shotting the matchup for WrestleMania at this show to set up maybe a stipulation match at WrestleMania. It's feel like the way they brought back AJ Lee was so underwhelming.
Oh, you mean by like not giving her an entrance and a chance for a big pop? Or just a welcome back, or anything like that. This would mean that I'm assuming that The Rock isn't available to make a storyline up of someone's soul being available, I guess, this year. So I guess they just have to hotshot shit because the final boss isn't available to collect the soul. So this wasn't a good segment. It just wasn't good. Just the way it finished, with the delivery of it, and the crowd was easily the best thing about this entire segment, because they ate that shit up. Like, they ate it up, and Cleveland was ready for a show. Like you could see, and that's what made it like watchable, is because how invested the crowd was into the segment. So I was like, all right, might as well watch this shit with them. Might as well be a part of it too. And AJ is no title, no match. And now all of a sudden Becky's feeling as if she's backed into some corner. It just, the tables were just so weird. Like, it's AJ that should be trying to gun for something, and Becky should be making her earn it, but then AJ is making Becky earn the right to defend her title? What the fuck? Like, AJ made Becky convince herself she needed to defend the title just to have a chance to have a match with AJ. What? And at Elimination Chamber?
What happened to like saving the big matchup for WrestleMania? I miss that trope, JJ. I really do.
Or how just fucking put them in a story that involves them. Like, they could have all been in the women's Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah.
Becky and AJ could have been in the match. Becky could have cost AJ the chamber. Boom. WrestleMania. Easy. Becky gets a piece of revenge. AJ wants her get back because she cost AJ her chance at the women's championship. WrestleMania is ready right there on a silver fucking platter. But here we go. No, you're going to make the champion beg a visitor to have a match with her, and the only way the champion can have a match with the visitor is if she puts her championship on the line to the visitor. Good stuff.
And Chase brings up, he says, why couldn't we use Becky to set up, I don't know, a match for AJ Lee at Chamber where she can become number one contender, and that person is Natty, who beats up AJ Lee's friend in Maxine later on in the show? Or They could have just done Becky Lynch versus Natty because they set that up in the Royal Rumble. They had Natty eliminate Becky from the Royal Rumble, and they have not even mentioned that in 2 weeks.
They forgot that happened.
They forgot that happened. They completely.
That never happened. That never happened. No, not at all.
I was bugging. I just saw something.
You just saw a woman in the same similar outfit throw her over the top rope and eliminate her from the Rumble. Close shot her, specifically letting you know who eliminated Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, that never happened.
No, I bet. Yeah, and I'm not saying that anybody wants to. I'm not saying that anybody wants to see that matchup, but they did definitely set that matchup up, and they completely dropped it.
Yeah, because Becky got eliminated very uneventfully.
Yep. Josh D saying Elimination Chamber is close to a sellout, if not already, as of January 28th. So then I'm very confused on why we're hot-shotting this matchup.
Lord fuck you. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows?
We got a super chat donation from our main man, Josh D from CT, who says the Gangstars in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Shout out to my homeboy OJ. Keep up the good work, baby. Two less we gotta worry about. One of the greatest promos in New Jack's career. Great stuff, Josh D. We also got Josh D from CT, who sends a second super chat donation. Thank you so much, good brother. You are helping us out so much. We appreciate the support. He says Natty versus AJ versus Becky at Mania ? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No one I
gotta go throw up.
like Annika say, nobody want to see Becky and Natty.
Nobody
mainly because
wants that shit.
Nobody wants Natty. Natty got one of the she got complete silence coming out to her new music on this show. I don't think anybody wants to see Natty in a major matchup at Mania this year.
And the fact that her name is on there first, like she the headliner of this shit.
She's top star. It's top star. We got
Natty sounds like my auntie.
Maneezy says it feels like they just wanted AJ on the card, but they didn't have to hotshot this match. They could have just did the obvious tag match. Yeah, they set up a tag match perfectly later on in the show with Maxine and AJ versus Natty and Becky, and nope.
No. Fuck all the possibilities. Fuck them all.
We'll just do the match twice. We'll just do it twice.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And just dilute the second match entirely.
Pretty much, yeah. World Tag Team Championships up for grabs in our opening contest. It's the Usos defending against Otis and Tozawa, the Alpha Academy. Otis and Tozawa were all over Jimmy and Jay early on. We get Otis with a press slam, Tozawa over the top rope onto both Usos before the commercial break. The Usos took control during the commercial break, almost in a heelish manner. They played the heels in this matchup here. Tozawa knocked Jay off the apron before getting hit with the Samoan drop by Jimmy. Moments later, Jay punched Tozawa behind the referee's back. Tozawa absolutely planted Jay with a spiked DDT and made the hot tag to Otis, who ran wild on both men, hitting Jimmy with the world's strongest slam for a 2 count. Jay made a blind tag and he tried to cut off the caterpillar with a super kick and completely whiffed on it. Oh my God. The Usos super kicked Otis, but Tozawa made a tag and delivered multiple suicide dives. He even mocked Jay's run it back routine before doing it again onto both men. Tozawa hits Jimmy with his diving senton and he gets a near fall, and then Otis tags in, but Jimmy super kicks both Tozawa and Otis. The Usos hit a double super kick and then a double spear on Otis, and then they followed things up to put him away with the 1D for the 1-2-3, Jay pinning Otis for the Usos to retain the World Tag Team Championships. The Usos were way off in this matchup. And I know that that Jimmy was dealing with a lot of ring rust from being off for the past like month and a half. So I won't go in on them too much, but they were off in this matchup. Otis and Tozawa kept this matchup together to make it just fine, serviceable, but it was not as good as it could have been if the Usos were on the money a little bit more. They showed respect to the Alpha Academy after the match, plus during a post-match promo as Byron Saxton got into the ring to interview them, asking them what's next as we head to WrestleMania. Jay gave Alpha Academy a shout out first, and then Jimmy says they would continue to be the best tag team in the game. But what he wanted next was to see Jay qualify for the Chamber, win the match, and go on to be in main event Jay Uso. Everyone, he says, so he's got 4 letters, 1 word, yeet, and both men hug. Jimmy just saying, F our tag team, go be a main eventer again. Okay, I guess. That was strange. This matchup wasn't as good as I thought it would be. What did you think?
I told y'all last week this show was gonna fucking suck. I told y'all this. The minute they started putting the card together, I was like, yeah, this show is gonna be fucking terrible. Yeah, this match wasn't good. I'm sorry. It just wasn't good. It just was not a good match. Like, it had like a little decent moment or spot here with Tozawa getting a little hot, and Tozawa was probably the best person in this entire match. Yeah, I think Jimmy is setting up his leave. Jimmy is setting up his leave. Like, Jimmy is about to go away for a while. Like, you could already tell that Jimmy's about to go away and be with Naomi for a while. Like, and just get through whatever they're going through, and hopefully everything is okay. And hopefully everyone is safe. But Jimmy, you could see it that Jimmy is setting up. That's why he pushed for Jay to go into the chamber and become that guy again, almost like pushing the narrative of main event Jay Uso back into people's brains, because Jimmy is about to take a leave again to go be with his wife.
Yeah, it seems like that. Yeah, same as you and Annika in the chat. I hope Naomi is all right. But yeah, Jimmy did not seem. He seemed like maybe ring rust, or his mind wasn't really there on the matchup.
Nah, I mean, his wife is deep into this pregnancy, and there has been no public information about her in this pregnancy,
and they shouldn't.
And it's very private, which as it should be. And obviously he's been back to work for like 2 to 3 weeks, and he's like, this ain't it. Like, I need to be back home. I need to be back with my wife. And that was a clear segue to get him back off TV so he can go be with his wife. And whatever they do with those tag titles, if they don't defend the titles in 2-3 months, no one honestly gives a fuck.
They already got a champion on this show that hasn't defended their title in he hasn't defended the title on TV since he won back the title at Survivor Series, Dominic Mysterio.
And there's a whole nother title on the other show that doesn't get defended whatsoever under any circumstances at all.
There is multiple titles that don't get defended on both shows.
So if that doesn't, so you have booking malpractice, and then you have real life stuff happening. I'm okay with the real life stuff happening to put probably the least important championships on hold for a little while.
Yeah. And I agree with Monizy. In a perfect world, yes, he is absolutely right. He says if he's about to go away again, I think they probably should have lost. But this company doesn't care. They don't care about titles being defended. They don't care.
No, and they just something tells me that they just kept the titles on the Usos because they wanted to keep a belt on Jey Uso.
Yeah. And that's one of their pet projects for sure. We get a recap of CM Punk and Roman Reigns' excellent promo segment from last week. Michael Cole tells us that he's interviewing CM Punk in the ring tonight. And then they aired AJ Styles on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, which included backstage footage after his loss to Gunther and him getting hugs from Sugar Shane Helms, as well as Xavier Woods, and talking about how emotional he was after the loss to Gunther. And then when we come, that was during the ad break, we come back from break and we get Dominic Mysterio, the Intercontinental and AAA Mega Campeon, coming out with the greatest Women's Royal Rumble winner of all time, Liv Morgan.
Oh, fucking God.
Liv is about to talk, and then Dom cuts her off. He presents her with flowers and chocolate to congratulate her on winning the Royal Rumble.
Morgan was from PVS, dog.
Morgan was thrilled, and she thanked him and said that his gift would come later. Ooh, Morgan announced that we are in the presence of the greatest Intercontinental Champion and the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time. She said that she put Stephanie Vicaire and Jade Cargill on notice this past week, and they were afraid of her because they knew they would lose at WrestleMania if she chose to face them. They stalled for a moment until Dom was about to speak, but then he jumped when the pyro went off, kind of similar to the old Kane fireworks, as Stephanie Vicaire came out to our awful, 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 awful new music. Vicaire,
she looked good.
She did, which made the next couple of comments
even
make
dumber.
No sense at all. Vicaire told Morgan that she talked too much, and then she said something in Spanish. Morgan asked Dom to translate for her, but Dom didn't want to repeat what she just said. He instead responded to Vicaire himself in Spanish, and then Morgan wanted to know what he said to Stephanie, and Stephanie said he said that he's a little bitch, which popped the crowd. Morgan called her a liar. She accused Vicaire of wanting Dom and offered her a Hot Girls Love Dominic shirt, but she said after looking at her, she didn't think that she qualified to wear it.
Bitch.
Vicaire told Morgan to pick her at WrestleMania because she wanted to kick her ass. Morgan said that she didn't plan to rush into making a decision. She said, if you don't like it, you can cry about it, puta. Using some Spanish that she did learn. Vicaire was pissed at the line as she was about to leave, and Dom approached her, so she slapped the taste out of Dom's mouth before for getting between them, and Vicaire stormed off instead of just going after Morgan right now, which didn't make too much sense. I guess they ran out of time here. This was fine. This was better than a lot of the stuff on this show, but Liv did not make any sense saying that Stephanie Vicaire doesn't qualify to wear a Hot Girls Love Dominic Mysterio shirt. I thought that Stephanie came off well here for the most part, but yeah, wasn't anything to write home about. And when is Liv Morgan going to make her decision? This is going on too long without her making a decision.
Because neither match she chooses is appealing.
Good point.
It's basically whoever she chooses, she dilutes that fucking championship match. The wrong person won the Royal Rumble. Like, the fuck? Like, who else is gonna fucking say it? The wrong person won the Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan had no business winning the Royal Rumble. Because either match she chooses is not gonna main event the show. It's not gonna be top 5 match of the fucking card. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what exactly are we doing here? And now you want to start taking shots at La Primera. You want to start taking shots at one of the baddest chicks in the WWE. And you out there looking like you just came off the Bang Bros bus. Let's talk about it.
What are
we talking about right now? Like, what are we talking about right now? getting CVS chocolates and fucking roses from fucking Dominic that they couldn't even fucking choreograph, getting something that looks any form of elegant. They got the cheapest fucking props in the world to fucking make it look like they got some type of fake ass romance. Like it just all came off terrible. And the only saving grace, I said, thank the Lord that fucking happened, is that thank the fucking Lord that Stephanie Vaquer is not in the fucking ring with Nikki Bella or Raquel fucking Rodriguez. That is my whole saving grace from this entire segment. That's all.
Right side. There's always a bright side.
Don't deserve the shirt. Bitch, she don't want that shirt. Get back on the bus. The fuck?
Get back on the bus is wild. The Big Bros bus is wild.
Bang Bros.
Oh shit. We're gonna have to make this a clip. God damn, that was I didn't expect that. Top guy's ready to fight for his lady. There you go.
Like,
respect.
Nah, you see, like the minute she like this certain, you know, when you cut promo, you don't cross a line and then say she don't look good. Like, bitch, this is one of like her best looking outfits in the non-wrestling scene in the fucking company right now.
Dion actually, he says he disagrees with you. He said, who else was there to win?
Rhea Ripley was in this match.
I mean, that is true. She's the biggest star. Like,
Io Sky was in this match.
Io Sky is the best wrestler.
Or not. Charlotte Flair was in this match.
Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill. I said it was a better altered. I think that's the direction they will go if Bianca's not ready for WrestleMania.
Becky Lynch was in this match. And they chose Liv Morgan? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. That's the best one of the day right there. I see it. I see it.
No, the get back on the bus shirt. That's outrageous. We got another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Gordon Winfall.
Donation for the bus fare.
He said donation for the bus fare. That's outrageous.
No, don't get it twisted. I'd get on that bus.
He said, "Don't get it twisted."
Don't get it twisted. I get on that bus.
Man. Thank you for the super chat donation, Gordon. Y'all are outrageous. Now I agree though with you. Rhea Ripley, if she wins the Royal Rumble, it's two matches that I do want to see at least. I would love to see Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley, and I would love to see Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vaquer. Liv Morgan, I understand what you're going at. Liv Morgan, regardless of which matchup she chooses with the current two champions, it's not that appealing of a matchup. Liv is a huge star for WWE. I would say as far as like star power and popularity, she is right up there with the likes of Io Sky, Io Sky, Bianca Belair is at that level when she comes back. But like there's also this tier right above them, which just has Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. Those are the two biggest women stars in the company. And if Rhea is one of those options, regardless of her having the tag team titles, you should have went with that one because that creates two options that fans would want to see. I could see WWE pushing a Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill matchup or a Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vaquer matchup. The Stephanie option for Liv is the better option in comparison to Liv versus Jade, but you have the obstacle of Stephanie not being as over as someone like a Liv Morgan. If Liv Morgan is on that second tier, Stephanie's on that third tier right under her as far as star power and popularity right now. They're trying to get her up to at least that second tier.
I get what they're trying to do, and they're trying to make more women in the division important and really powerful. Liv Morgan, outside of the ring and when the bell doesn't ring, that's literally pretty much like every guy's like fantasy. So everybody just glazes over her. That's essentially her star power is her beauty, which she uses as a weapon, which is credit to her and props to that, because she knows what she is. She is a smoking hot babe that's got a fiery attitude. And that is amazing. But then the bell is going to ring. The bell will ring. And then the wrestling match has to happen. And the wrestling match involving a major championship at the biggest stage has to go at least 13 to 15 minutes. Yeah. Good luck with that.
I feel you 100%. Manizi saying, happy Liv got her moment, but let's be honest, WWE built up Rhea versus Io for the past year, and they're dumb for not doing it. Yeah. That's a women's matchup that could main event WrestleMania this year.
Like, Liv Morgan is right below WrestleMania main event championship material. Liv Morgan could spend the majority of after WrestleMania chasing and becoming champion. But if you're talking about the show of shows, and it's probably going to be max 4 women's matches on this entire show, you better find a way to get Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair their shine. And if Bianca Belair is healthy enough to come back, her shine. You just don't throw all of these superstars in one multi-women fucking ladder match and call it a fucking day.
Which seems like what they're going to do.
Which is the path it looks like they're going on.
Rhea Ripley, speaking of the devil, we get a vignette, pre-tape promos from Rhea Ripley, as well as Ivy Nile and Lyra Valkyria, hearing what they have to say about their desire to win the Elimination Chamber and to win their qualifying matchup, which is up next. Triple threat matchup to determine who moves on to the Elimination Chamber on February 28th. It's Rhea Ripley versus Ivy Nile versus Lyra Valkyria. We get some quick action, and then we go to commercial break. After the break, we get Nile was upside down in the corner while Valkyria climbed over her, stomped her on the chest, and then goes for a superplex on Rhea on the top rope. Nile is able to manage to lift herself up, and we get basically a German suplex, superplex, Tower of Doom combination. Rhea cut off Nile's offense moments later and hits a low drop kick. Ripley and Valkyria traded counters until Ripley got her in an electric chair drop position, but it seemed like they were just settling things. They were settling it up for Nile to hit a flying bulldog, I think, like the Steiner bulldog, but it completely whiffed. It was a huge botch where basically Nile jumped too late and Rhea basically dropped Lyra too early and just drops her on the face, and Nile just completely whiffs on the bulldog. So it just looked horrible, a huge botch in this matchup. She was smart enough to go for the cover on the pro Lyra after that. Now then gave Ripley a snap German suplex, and Ripley almost landed badly on Lyra. Now then gave Valkyria a spinning Uranagi for a 2 count before applying a dragon sleeper, but then Rhea broke that up with a headbutt. Rhea then went for the Riptide, but Nile countered with a backstabber. Then we get Lyra goes for the Nightwing on Nile, and she hits it. She goes for the cover, but Rhea flies in with a running knee strike. She then picks up Lyra, hits her with the Riptide, gets the 1, 2, 3 to advance to the Elimination Chamber. This was not very good. There was a couple of very noticeable botches here. The action overall was decent, but just the botches stand out way too much. And for Rhea Ripley being the most over female star in the company, the crowd was quite like not interested in this matchup. They were just waiting for Rhea to get the win. What did you think? And why did Lyra have to lose this matchup? You had a perfectly fine Ivy Nile to pin here. Why did Lyra need to lose this match?
Because I'm just like everybody else in the crowd. Like, why the fuck is Rhea Ripley in this match? Like, what? Got Ivy Nile in the fucking ring. What the fuck is Rhea Ripley in this match for? Like you could have fucking put you could have put an NXT person in there and get Lyra some shine. Ivy now just ruined it for both of them. Ivy now didn't take the fall, nuked the crowd's participation,
and she had the most offense. She had the most offense in this match too.
And everyone in the world knew Rhea was winning. Like this is almost like the epitome of a bathroom break. Like if you had to go take a piss during this, you're going to go take a piss because you know the only thing you're going to probably miss is the actual pinfall, and you're probably going to be on your way back to the stands hearing Rhea's music. It's like there's no reason to see this match. This match had, no interest for me. It happened. Rhea won, as everybody fucking knew it would. But yeah, Ivy not ruined it for both of them. Because if it was just one-on-one, it would have been so much better with Lyra and fucking Rhea. It would have been so much better.
When they were in the ring alone, that was the best parts of the matchup.
God, is there anything good gonna come out of this show?
Like anything. We're about to come up with that. Liv Morgan was checking on Dom backstage in the Judgment Day clubhouse when he was still selling Getting Slapped. Liv then tried to console him by saying that he had an Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup next week. Dom wasn't happy because he still had to defend the IC title as well, but then they saw a dejected Finn Balor nearby. Dom tried to console him, saying that JD McDonough would be back soon and that they could go after the tag team titles. But Finn didn't want to hear that. He says that he wasn't done with Punk or the World Heavyweight Championship. Dom said that his window might be closing because Punk facing Roman Reigns has already been announced for WrestleMania. Balor told him, "You know what, Dom? I'm tired of being an afterthought. I thought we were supposed to be family."
Too late for that nigga.
Cue up Dom Toretto.
Too late for that nigga. You've been an afterthought. You literally about to make Josh's bum 15 list if that shit ain't come out already.
He was number 10.
Number 10.
He was number 10.
It was 9 bums ahead of him?
Yep.
Holy shit. That's an improvement.
Yeah. I think it was mostly due to that match with Punk. Got him dropped down the list a bit.
He skyrocketed the ranks.
Yeah.
Got it. So he's working his way off the list, but he is still firmly in there.
He's still firmly in there. Right at the number 10 spot. He's
right
top
in the middle of the
bum.
bums. Literally the most irrelevant spot of the bums. Because nobody's gonna remember your number 10. They're just gonna remember you're on the list.
You're a bum, yeah. Speaking of Finn Bum, we got Finn Bumler. We got Cole, who's in the ring ready to interview World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk. When Finn Balor slides into the ring and grabs the microphone from him, he reminds us that he says that everybody seems to be forgetting the fact that he left Punk laying in the middle of the ring like a wounded dog 2 weeks ago.
No one cares.
Punk was hurt, and Balor knew it because he was the one who hurt him. Balor wouldn't let Roman Reigns take advantage of his kill. It wouldn't be the first time that Roman did this. Roman took advantage of when the top rope snapped off when the last time he faced Finn Balor, while he had Reigns beat in the middle of the ring for the title. Balor was sick and tired of being an afterthought and tired of being pushed around. He wanted CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at Elimination Chamber. Punk beat him on his home turf, so Balor would beat him on his. This brought out Raw GM Adam Pearce, who walked off with security. Pearce said that they already had this conversation. Balor had his shot, and it was too late to get another. The world title was spoken for. Pearce said that he's known Balor for a long time and didn't want this to get ugly. He asked Balor to leave the ring or else security would get involved. This brought out CM Punk, who came out. Pearce tried to stop Punk from going after Balor, but he got into the ring anyway, and Balor bailed out of the ring and stood on the announce table. Security got between them as Balor stood on the announce table. Punk said that Balor wasn't an afterthought anymore. He was his first thought. And his first thought is that he deserved an ass kicking. Punk invited him into the ring for a fight. Balor said that he wasn't fighting for nothing. He wanted Punk to put the title on the line, which Punk accepted and wanted the match right now. Pearce declined the match, saying that he didn't want to risk the WrestleMania main event. But Punk demanded that he make the match because as the champion, he deserved to have a stay. If not, he would chase Balor around the arena all night and get his hands on him. Pearce reluctantly made the match official for the Elimination Chamber PLE, which the crowd cheered the match but booed the location, which was hilarious. The crowd chanted for Punk as security followed Balor to the back. Then Michael Cole, he invited Michael Cole to go on with the interview since they were scheduled for it. And Michael Cole questioned Punk's thinking here. He said, why would he jeopardize one of the greatest main events in the history of WrestleMania with this match against Finn Balor? This was like the third or fourth time Michael Cole called Roman Reigns and CM Punk one of the greatest main events in the history of WrestleMania. Punk said he wasn't jeopardizing anything. He was building something. He was chasing greatness. He was being the fighting champion that the people deserve to see every Monday night. The greatness he was chasing was a story that he told 10 years ago when he was champion for 434 days. He tried to be just 1% better every day, and he would fight anybody, anywhere to prove that he was exactly what he said he was, the best in the world. He wasn't jeopardizing anything. He was brave enough to know he was there. There was no reward without risk. He was humble enough to know that it could end at any time. But he was also confident enough to know that that shit ain't gonna happen. Great pop for the shit line. Punk didn't believe that Reigns when he told him that he hated him. Punk said that Roman didn't really hate him. Punk was building something, and Reigns really hated that he couldn't stop it. WrestleMania was only going to end one way, with his hand being raised and the announcer saying, and still World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk. The Balor stuff really feels like we're just killing times and having Punk do something ahead of the Roman Reigns matchup at WrestleMania. But I love the fired up promo by Punk. I thought he showed a lot of passion. I wish that he would have spent more time talking about what Roman Reigns had to say, but he's got plenty of time to do that. Roman won't be back until the first Raw of March, so we'll see what happens there, but it is set up for the Elimination Chamber. It will be CM Punk defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor in Punk's hometown of Chicago, Illinois. What did you think about Punk and Balor setting things up for the Chamber?
I wish I cared. I wish I cared. Like, I really wish I cared about this build up for CM Punk. Like, I wish that I did, man. Like, is that they've spent literally the better part of 5 years absolutely just demolishing everything that we cared about for Finn Balor. So this feels like an utter waste of time. Like, I swear to God, and I'm saying this knowing that this is not going to happen. If Finn Balor beats CM Punk at Elimination Chamber, I will call Triple H the booker of the fucking decade. I will forgive all of his past transgressions. I will say he is the GOAT. I will call him Booker of the Year in February. That's how you know good and damn well this is a waste of everyone's time. Promo was fine. Like, it was actually good.
Yeah.
It's just geared towards someone that we all know is just carryover.
Yeah.
So I can't care. I won't care.
Yeah, this ain't Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. Those type of like matchups for the Elimination Chamber, it always feels like this is just something to kill time for the person to get through before they get into the real nitty gritty of the feud that they're actually building for the big show, which is WrestleMania. And this one feels especially that way because we literally just seen Punk beat Finn Balor already. And Finn has not won a single match since that loss. So this extra feels that way as well.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying any of it, and I'm not trying to. Got almost 2,000 days of evidence that they don't give a fuck about Finn Balor.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I understand. I definitely understand, but yeah, I really like the Punk promo. This was the only thing that on the show that I really liked.
Was fine. It just it was a waste of good energy.
You want to talk about a waste of good energy? Let's talk about the Vision. Backstage, Adam Pearce thanked security for escorting Balor out of the building. He was confronted by Paul Heyman and the Vision with no Braun Breaker. Heyman said that Pearce pushed Breaker to the point that he went home and deadlifted weights until 5 a.m. in the morning when he popped a hernia. It was a career-ending injury for anyone but Braun Breaker. Heyman put the blame squarely on Pearce's head. Pearce got in Heyman's face. He said he knew Breaker was the future, and nobody besides the Vision wanted Breaker back faster than him. He warned the Vision, though, that tonight Austin Theory had an opportunity in the Elimination Chamber. That's where their focus should be on. But in that qualifying matchup tonight, he says that he does not want them to get involved. And he says that wasn't a warning, that was a threat. Logan Paul, as the Vision left, Logan Paul got back into Pearce's face, and he wondered what would Pearce do about it if they got involved tonight. He said Logan says that he was the biggest star to come out of Cleveland, and Pearce would do nothing. Bronson Reed then backed off Logan and told him that Pearce was his problem now. The Vision is dead. Let's just admit that the Vision is dead. Let's call it a day and just take them out back and smoke them because it's over. The Vision has presented Logan Paul continuously as the top star of the faction. Even in this segment, Logan Paul's the one who comes back and gets in his face. Yeah, Bronson Reed at the end says, "Oh, Adam Pearce is my problem now." But Logan Paul said he's the biggest star to come out of Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio, that is also the hometown of LeBron James. He's the biggest star to come out of there. And there's these nincompoops on social media that want Logan Paul to face Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul. Who is supposed to get the good match out of Logan Paul if he's facing another celebrity performer? What is Logan Paul gonna guide Bad Bunny to a great matchup? People don't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense. Why are we asking for Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny? Don't worry, guys. JJ will be back very soon. He didn't get so upset with this show that he left. He had a call that he had to get to. He'll be back with us shortly here. But the Vision, yeah, pack up the whole crew. I agree with Miss Chrissy Love. Pack up the whole crew. It is over. It is over for the Vision. It's been over. It's sad. It's sad that this was presented as the new top faction in WWE, and it's all fallen apart. It wasn't going well with Seth Rollins trying to be the top heel and still doing his babyface act, and it's just gone downhill ever since they didn't pull the trigger on Braun Breaker. They should have pulled the trigger on Braun Breaker at his height, at his peak, when he turns on Seth Rollins and sets up the Vision to still be the top faction. They basically gave them agency, had them turn on Seth Rollins, even though he was going to be out of action regardless. They gave them the agency to turn on him before Seth could turn on Braun and the rest of them. And then they blew it. And then all they've done is add Logan Paul, who doesn't feel as special as he felt back in 2023, 2022, when he was a part-timer. He's around every week, so he feels way less special. And then they added Austin Theory, which just brought this whole act down to upper mid-card at best. They can be in the main event. It don't matter. They are upper mid-card faction at best at this point, especially with no Braun Breaker. And now we don't even know if Braun Breaker is going to make it to WrestleMania. Here we are. Chrissy Love also adding Bad Bunny will never get in the ring with anyone with the last name Paul. Fuck them. Yep, I agree. Chuck Berry says, fuck around and find out. No, more like fuck around and fizzle out because the Vision is dead. I agree. It's just, what the fuck were we doing? Annika says, imagine if they properly followed up with Bronson Reed after he beat Roman. He could have led the group for a little bit until Braun got back. But no, we're focusing on Logan Paul. A group named The Vision has no fucking vision at all. There is no vision for the future. There is no direction for them. They're directionless. They're visionless without Braun Breaker. And that's why I got to say, I kind of agree with what Rachel said earlier in the chat. Paul Heyman might have peaked creatively with the bloodline. He took all his juices out on the bloodline, and he doesn't have any creative juice, any creative stroke anymore, it seems. King Rake saying the Vision looks like Logan Paul, his manager, his bodyguard, and his drug dealer. Couldn't say it perfect. Couldn't say it any better than that. Yeah, yo, this has to be the downfall of the Vision has to be documented. Like Chillin' with Jay says, never seen a faction downfall worse than the Vision. They went from the top faction to mid-card at best. It is sad. And WWE is still pushing them like they're something more than mid-card. To each his own. We'll talk more about the Vision with Top Guy JJ when he gets back for the main event. But let's talk about the next matchup, which doesn't get any better, guys. It's Natty. Natty going one-on-one with Maxine Dupree. Dupree caught Natty in an ankle lock immediately. Natty escaped, and Dupree applied the move again outside the ring. However, Natty booted her into the ring steps. She shoved her into the ring post. The fight continues on the floor until Natty dropped Dupree onto the announce table and mounted her, pounded away on her with horrible looking right hands until the referee counted both women out. This match went a minute and a half before the double count out. Fuck me, this show is really bad. Oh, God. After the match, Natty applied the sharpshooter while on the announce table as officials tried to stop her. Eventually, the music of AJ Lee hits and she runs down to the ring, only for Natty to release the sharpshooter and escape through the crowd. Lee checked on Dupree and started helping her to the back, when suddenly, out of nowhere, Becky Lynch appeared and she decked Lee from behind. She ran her into the ring post. Lynch was very proud of herself as she got the last laugh on AJ Lee after AJ basically goaded her and baited her into the Elimination Chamber title match coming up on February 28th. And Maxine had to check on AJ after this. So we've been promoting Natty versus Maxine ever since what? The January 19th edition of Monday Night Raw when Natty turned heel. And we did all of that for a minute and a half matchup, a 30-second beatdown after the match. And then we quickly moved on to AJ Lee and Becky Lynch build up. This is well done use of time for the women's division. Great stuff.
I'm glad I didn't really miss much of what you said.
Nope. We were just ragging on the vision for a bit, but I said we'll get your thoughts on the vision when we get to the main event. So.
Why? They're cooked. Like they're so cooked. Like they were cooked with Braun Breaker. Like they're literally just a bunch of fucking lackeys now without him. Like who's their heavy? Bronson Reed?
Yeah.
Who's
guy
their
who
ace?
lost last week?
Who's their ace? Who's the guy they're leaning on? Logan Paul?
Logan Paul. Yep.
Got
Logan
it.
Paul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. And the fall guy, we don't give a fuck about either. That's a big, steamy pile of not give a fucks.
That's a lot of not give a fucks in this group.
Yeah. So much for Roman giving Brunson a fucking victory.
Yo, I can't get over how much they ruined that. They ruined the biggest win of Bronson Reed's career in like record time. In record time.
Roman could get over it because he cooked them niggas on the Pat McAfee show as well. He
did. That was a direct shot. That was a direct shot.
Yeah.
Like you ruined. I built them up and you ruined that shit, Paul.
Like what? Like he has a shirt of mine from my family that is bloodline etched, and he's just a fucking guy in your group, and he beat me in a match.
Yep.
On a PLE.
He ain't doing shit.
This group stinks.
He's like, why did I put him over if y'all weren't going to do anything with him?
No, it's like, dude, you had me waste months with this motherfucker. You had this man borrow and ruin multiple pairs of my kicks.
Yep. Straight jacked him for his kicks, and they did nothing.
Like, I gave him a character, and y'all did nothing with it. This nigga didn't even win an IC championship. This nigga didn't even win a tag title.
Oh, the IC title? You mean that title that hasn't been defended in like 3-4 months?
Dog, this nigga hasn't even gone for anything. Like nothing.
He got a shot at the WWE title. Everybody forgets that, but he did.
I definitely don't remember that shit. I definitely don't remember that shit.
It happened.
Yo, that nigga gave up time, a loss on his record, sneakers, and his aura for him for what?
For this.
Like, for him to be beaten up on. Well, who the fuck did? Who the fuck did he tsunami? Who the fuck did he tsunami?
On this show, I think it was LA Knight.
Great. Back to that shit. Back to and LA Knight won the match.
Here we go.
This
Speaking of
shit
LA
is-
Knight,
bruh. This shit is actually worse than I fucking pictured.
yeah, I felt like coming out of last night's show. I was like, this was it wasn't much, but I guess it was better than last week's show.
Dog.
But nah, this is worse.
This shit is ass, bro.
Speaking of LA Knight, we get a pre-tape promo from the megastar who says his focus is taking out the Vision for their attack on him 2 months ago. He said it started at the Royal Rumble when he eliminated Austin Theory and Bronson Reed, and it continues tonight. He promises to take out every single member of the Vision, and it starts with Austin Theory. Yeah. This was the first of 2 vignettes that we would hear from LA Knight on the show. So,
Dog, they could have literally just replayed a fucking vignette of his from September.
he's been feuding with the Vision since Money in the Bank.
This nigga is on the most vicious hamster wheel ever, with no water at the end.
Money in the Bank. Ever since the scene at Unreal where he botched the ending to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, he's been feuding. He's been feuding with the Vision since then.
They hate this man.
He couldn't even get into the War Games. He couldn't even get into the War Games against the Vision.
Dog, this shit is actually like high key. LA Knight situation is worse than Stephanie Vickers. At least Stephanie Vickers has a strap.
It's true.
Wow. This is almost 7 months. Wow.
Yep.
He's still looking for that pound of flesh 7 months later.
And at least with Darby Allin and the Death Riders, that had some peaks. There was peaks and valleys there. There is, their matchup, the I Quit match with Moxley at Wrestle Dream. There's the Blood and Guts matchup. There is the matches with Pac that were awesome. There's a match with Claudio in Philadelphia that was great. Like, there was peaks to that. There's been no peaks with the LA Knight Vision feud. I don't think there has been even one great match in this feud.
Got nothing for you, dog. I got nothing.
There's no great matches. There's no great promos. It's just keeps going.
And at least the thing with the Darby Allin thing, at least the whole time, like, Darby Allin was chasing like the entire group and trying to unlock the championship. And and that was some dark times because we were not. I was definitely not a fan of that dragged out Death Rider story. I was not with it for many months, as you know. I was not with it for many months, so I can agree with that. It dragged out like a motherfucker, and I was not a fan. But thank God, at least they changed course. He stayed involved, but they added new elements. And it wasn't only him. It's like it feels like it's only LA Knight because LA Knight has no friends. No one likes him.
Nope.
Triple H has also brainwashed his talent to not fuck with this guy. He's always flying solo. And when he gets a buddy, it's for about a week or two. And then they fighting.
Next up, we had tag team action. Bravo and Ryu Americano going up against Javon Evans and his mystery partner. Well, not really a mystery. It's the original El Grande Americano. The crowd pops for the original El Grande Americano, Chad Gable. We get Evans and Gable had control early on, but they lost it during the commercial break. Gable makes the hot tag after the break and gave the Americanos a double German suplex, which looked good. However, El Grande tripped Gable off the top rope. With Gable down, Ryu attempted to fly off the top rope and catch him, but Evans was able to pull off one of the most incredible feats that I've seen in a WWE ring in a very long time. He catches him in midair off the other top rope right beside it and hits him with the OG cutter in midair. This was incredible. The director got like a special camera angle on this, which made it even look even cooler. Evans wipes out Ryu Americano with a dive to the outside before Gable was able to fly off the top rope with a diving headbutt to give the original El Grande Americano and Javon Evans the victory here. Post-match, the current El Grande Americano attacked the baby faces. He even tries to unmask Gable, but Gable was able to turn it around. He takes him down and nearly unmasks the Kaiser El Grande until Los Americanos are able to help him from the ring. This whole El Grande stuff, this works better in Mexico than it does in the United States. It feels very beneath Javon Evans. If you're going to actually push Javon Evans up the card, like all the fans, WWE fans think they're doing, they're not really doing that by having him stuck in this feud here. I wish they would just keep this to AAA. But the finishing sequence was cool here, and I thought Gable and Evans actually were really good as a tag team. What did you think?
Who would have thought the best thing out of the night would come from this? That OG cutter was fucking badass. Like the execution of it, the fucking timing of it, matching his fucking jump, like that shit was spectacular. Like it's like, god damn, why were you in the position to pull like a move that is this awesome on a show this bad? like it doesn't make me appreciate it the way I should, because that shit was absolutely incredible. But we are already like an hour and 40 minutes or so into this show, and my god, like my soul is already done. Like my soul is done from this show. Like I want nothing to do with this show at this point. And I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
God, this shit's still whack though. It was literally like the react. It was like, yeah, that shit was fire. But damn, this show still is fucking ass.
We got a super chat donation from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, for me, the best part of the show was the OG cutter from Javon Evans, and that ain't saying much. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, and I think that's you're kind of going exactly what I'm saying, is that on a good show, this could have still been the moment of the night.
Yeah.
Like if this was on a 7 or 8 Raw, this could have still been the moment of the night.
True.
But on this bullshit, this shit had no competition. So it's like, yeah, a great move by default will win this shit because there's nothing else that's gonna matter.
It's true. We get pre-tape promos for the main event. We hear from LA Knight again for the second time in a vignette.
From September.
And then we hear Austin Theory as well as Penta all talking about the Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup later on in the night. One of the other better segments on the show happened during the ad break. As Bayley and Lyra Valkyria were interviewed, Lyra gets upset because of her loss earlier in the night, but then Bayley cuts this very fired up babyface promo where she says that she's going to beat two of her people that she's known for a long time in Natty, who just assaulted Maxine Dupree earlier in the night, and one of the greatest rivals of her career, Asuka. She says that next week she will face them and she has the chance to redeem herself for what happened at WrestleMania 41 last year, where she was screwed over and denied the opportunity to compete. She says that she gets to redeem herself by winning the qualifying match next week, then going on to win the Elimination Chamber and winning a WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania. She says that this means the world to her, and they're going to prove that they're not just the best individually, but they're the best tag team if Stupid Pierce would give them the opportunity to prove that. Bayley goes up against Asuka and Natty in a Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup next week on Monday Night Raw. Thought this was a good promo by Bayley. She was fired up here, but it happened during the ad break, so I don't know how many people saw it.
It's a bunch of fucking hot air. Like, dog, like, no, you're not bamboozling us again with this. No. When y'all gave her the Royal Rumble and the championship at WrestleMania and the Rumble 2 years ago, no one cared to make her fucking relevant when she was the top fucking girl. And then y'all just offshoot book her and just remove her from WrestleMania to make room for someone else. Now it's we're back. Yeah. We're back on it.
So back. We're so back.
It's a bunch of fucking hot air, bro. It's a bunch of hot air. I believe none of it.
Fair. That is fair. We go to an Obafemi vignette as he's back in vignette form after making his debut on Monday Night Raw last week. He talks about how he dominated in the Raw Rumble and he dominated on both Raw and SmackDown. He is still a free agent, but he is just waiting and biding his time until he is ready to dominate the entire main roster. This was another Obafemi vignette. I don't know what to say about it other than it was a vignette. Cool. Then we get a backstage interview.
Hasn't he made a decision yet?
I don't know. I have no clue. Sir. I couldn't even tell you.
These niggas just don't get nothing right.
Nope. They are gonna wait forever. There's a lot of people online that are like begging WWE to just do what you have done with other monster heels in the past. Like Yokozuna, it took him 5 months on the main roster before he was WWF champion. Brock Lesnar, it took him 4 months before he was WWE champion. Obafemi should be WWE champion by the latest SummerSlam, but I don't see that happening in this company.
No, because they're gonna put him in the ring with niggas like Otis and Rusev and shit like that for his first 3 months.
Yep.
And then he'll go for his first singles championship, which is gonna be the United States or the IC title. And they will just bleed through SummerSlam, bleed through Survivor Series, and he'll be a dominant force in the Rumble, probably be a dominant force in the Chamber and not win it. They are going to slow burn this for no reason again.
Whatsoever. I already see it. I'm just setting myself up for disappointment once again. We did hear from the Ring General, Gunther, who was interviewed by Byron Saxton. They show a replay of him choking out Dragon Lee last week. Gunther knew Saxton was going to ask about Dragon, but he couldn't care less because his focus was solely on WrestleMania. Saxton mentioned that his qualifying match is next week, and Gunther was well aware. He said his road to WrestleMania should have been known after he retired Bill Goldberg. It should have been cemented when he retired John Cena. And he should have just been handed the main event after he retired AJ Styles. Instead, his road to WrestleMania starts next week. But no worry, the result would be the same. He would walk out of WrestleMania your new WWE champion. Gunther will face Javon Evans, Dominic Mysterio in a triple threat matchup, qualifying match for the men's Elimination Chamber next week on Raw. This seems like a foregone conclusion. Gunther's winning.
Yeah.
Unless Dragon Lee interferes and costs him.
And yeah,
Which, please
and again, and the theme of it seems like the theme of this show is just hot air. Because newsflash, Gunther, you ain't gonna be in the championship picture either, bruh. Like,
I mean, if they're changing stuff up, I would rather, like, out of all the options, I think that Gunther and Cody is one of the better ones. I don't want to see Cody versus Drew. Cody versus Drew versus Fatu doesn't scream WrestleMania main event to me. Cody and Randy Orton, it's a match that a lot of people want to see. I'm not one of them. I much rather prefer Cody and Gunther to those other options.
And that's why exactly you're going to get, after getting rid of Bill Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles, Gunther is going to go after Randy Orton's career at WrestleMania.
He's not going to retire Randy Orton.
No shit. No shit. So that all of this build up for Gunther is going to result in another loss at WrestleMania.
Please no. Please no.
I'll bookmark this time and let you know that when it happens, it's Listen, dog, Cody, Drew, Fatu. That's your SmackDown picture right there.
Yeah, I know. I think they need Jacob Fatu to win the Elimination Chamber if that's the case, because Fatu can't be in that triple threat matchup off of like no wins. He hasn't even won a match since he's been back.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way to get their darling in the match, Cody. And then Jacob is going to have to be the one that earns his way into it, but they'll find a way to get their darling in the match.
Yeah.
Final call that leaves Gunther out of the picture.
So frustrating. Final call for Super Chat donations.
Happy WrestleMania season, guys.
As we're going to wrap things up with the main event from last night, our second of two triple threat Elimination Chamber qualifying matches, as we have Penta going up against the Visions, Austin Theory with Paul Heyman in his corner, facing LA Knight. Yeah, LA Knight did not get the loudest pop on this show. He used to get a very loud pop. He did not get it here. Even though it was a triple threat matchup, the lone heel Theory got basically jumped by the two baby faces. However, he was able to take control through the commercial break, which meant that the match started to get slowed down quite a bit. Knight fought back after the commercial break and hit a neck breaker, but Penta was able to break up the cover. Penta knocked Knight out of the ring before Theory hit him with a great looking brain buster. Knight hit Theory with a slingshot shoulder tackle and then clotheslined him out of the ring. He started bouncing his head repeatedly off the announce table. Then Knight cut off a Penta dive and started bouncing his head off the announce table. Theory dropped Knight onto the middle turnbuckle, but Knight countered with a rolling dropkick into a belly-to-belly suplex. Penta nailed both guys with a flying crossbody off the top rope and then hit a super kick on Theory, giving Knight a sling blade, and then Penta gave Theory a backstabber, but Knight was able to break up the cover. Knight went for a superplex on Penta, but Theory was able to go underneath and hits a double power bomb. It will essentially the same spot that they did in the women's matchup. Knight responded with a reverse DDT and a diving elbow drop and got a 2 count. Logan then and Reed then ran out to basically interfere in the matchup, so Knight knocked them both off the apron. Knight went after Logan, but Reed ran over Knight and gave him an elbow drop. Then Logan distracted the referees, and there was no disqualification, so it didn't even make sense why he was distracting the referee, as Bronson Reed came off the top rope and hits LA Knight with the tsunami. Pierce then ran out to confront the Vision and throw them out from ringside with the rest of security. Theory then curb stomped Knight and was about to win as he goes for the cover, but Penta broke up the cover by yanking him out of the ring. I thought this might have been setting up Penta to get the win because he could just go back inside and get the cover, but instead Theory dumped Penta over the announce table, and that was the end of him. He was just out of it after that. Then the Masked Man suddenly appears at ringside. He super kicks Theory in the face, and then he follows up and he hits a curb stomp on Theory, basically taking him out here. The Masked Man then chucked Theory back into the ring before he was chased away through the crowd by the rest of the Vision. Knight and Theory were able to make it to their feet. Knight is able to hit Theory with the BFT. He gets the cover, he gets the 1, 2, 3, and he qualifies for the men's Elimination Chamber match. LA Knight joins Randy Orton and 4 other competitors that will have to qualify between SmackDown and Raw to qualify for the Elimination Chamber matchup. This was fairly decent. It only went less than 10 minutes, so thankfully it was kept short, but this was not a main event at all. These are 3 guys. You have one in LA Knight that was more over last year and way more over 2 years ago. And you have a guy in Theory who hasn't been over or already peaked back in 2022. And you have Penta who just debuted last year, but he was way more over last year than he is right now. What did you think?
This was our main event.
He doing that at the camera. Yo, I just saw the camera just flipped. Yo, that was hilarious. I wasn't
Why
expecting
do y'all
that.
hate us?
I wasn't expecting that.
Why? Yo, we just wasted so much time of our lives. Like, why? Like, what was that? That was the main event of the show?
Yep.
This is easily the worst Raw of the entire Netflix era. And it's not even close. Like, it's not even close. Like, holy shit, bro. Like, what in the actual fuck are we doing? I'm not commenting on that shit. Niggas gave us a fucking Franklin Avenue fucking main event. Talking about it's a fucking Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Man, get the fuck out of here with this shit. I ain't got no thoughts on that.
We do have a super chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says 10,000 plus attendance in a 16 or 17,000 capacity seating arena, question mark. There's a reason why attendance is down and numbers are low in ratings. And last night's show was a prime example of why. This company is devoid of good creative at this point. Yeah.
They don't care.
No.
They just robbed the city of Cleveland.
They probably paid a whole bunch of money for those tickets.
Robbed the people of Cleveland. Yeah. Robbed a bunch of good people over there.
Shame. I hate to see good people.
I gotta see the lesser of the two evils here and be like, I wasted 2.5 hours of that. I'm on here. You know, I'm here with y'all. So it's not a complete waste of time. But those people paid money.
Yeah.
Like, some people paid thousands of dollars. People brought their kids to that shit. Dog.
I can't even give SmackDown and say SmackDown's as bad as this show. It's not. It's just 3 hours, and it struggles to fill 3 hours. He gives us a good 2-hour show, and it has to stretch it for 3 hours. This was just painfully bad, and it's a half an hour shorter.
Yeah, until next week. They always have a chance to stop themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Let us know in the live chat what you thought about last night's Monday Night Raw. We're going to give you our ratings for the show. Did you give the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle? Out of 10, what did you give last night's show? And of course, your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night, and I don't know. Match of the night. Yeah, I think there's match of the night as well. But for me and JJ, without further ado, for the February 9th, 2026 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs down from both of us. Out of 10, I'm going to give this 4.5 out of 10.
Wow. You are a generous man, my friend.
CM Punk promo. I didn't think Liv and Stephanie Vaquer was that bad, and the OG cutter and that match wasn't that bad. That's it.
I'm gonna be generous and give this show a 3.5.
That's fair. That's fair. That's generous. That is generous. Yeah.
I don't even feel comfortable. I'm going to a 3. No, this show gets a 3.
Yeah, I was thinking about my score too. I'm gonna drop down to a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.
Give it
a 4 out of 5.
This was easily the worst Raw I've seen on the end. This is the worst Raw I've seen on Netflix so far.
Yep, it was painfully boring. Painfully boring. It had two angles that should be remembered because it set up 2 big matches for Elimination Chamber. One wasn't bad, and the other is a waste of time. The waste of time being Punk and Balor, and the one that was bad was AJ and Becky Lynch.
You gotta understand this match card. We had the Usos versus Otis and Tozawa. We had Rhea Ripley. Sounds great until you hear
Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile.
No.
Then you had Los Americanos versus Grande, the original, and Javon Evans. And in your featured bout, the main event.
You forgot Maxine Dupree and Daddy for a minute and a half.
Oh yeah, that shit didn't exist. That shit didn't exist. That shit didn't exist. And then your main event of the evening is Penta Austin Theory and LA Knight in a triple threat grudge match to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. How shotgun Saturday night that sounds.
Oh, I'm really curious on what Cage Match gave this. What did the fans of Cage Match give this show? Because if it gets anything above a 5, I am like quite surprised. Oh no, it's literally below 5. It's at a 4.92 on Cage Match. Out of 25 votes. So not that many people even watched this and
that includes the WWE Glazer scores.
Yeah, because there's
there's some 1s and 2s in there, and then the Glazer like a 6 to 7.
Yeah, this surprisingly, JJ, this has the most that it got. The most votes was 10 votes for 6 out of 10. That's the highest that they got. Even the WWE Glazers couldn't get this over like a thumbs up show.
Austin Theory, Penta, and LA Knight? Like, what?
Match of the night, JJ?
None.
I'm going to go with Javon and OG Americano versus Los Americanos.
That's default.
Yeah, default. Moment of the night, the OG Cutter.
OG Cutter. Absolutely.
MVP for the show, I'm going to go with Punk.
I'm going to go with Javon Evans because he actually gave me something to actually react to.
That's fair. And LVP for the show, Triple H and the creative team.
God. This
and
is the entire creative team. All of them. Because even when the talent saw the script for the show, they looked like they didn't give a fuck.
They had no passion for this. They felt so disconnected from what was actually going on. So that is our ratings for Monday Night Raw this week. There's always next week, guys. There's always next week. I expect the women's matchup next week. Natty, Asuka, and Bailey. That should be good. Gunther, Javon, and Dominic should be good. So hopefully those matches deliver because, man, they're coming off of 2 awful shows from Monday Night Raw. Coming out of Royal Rumble. Road to WrestleMania is not off to a good start.
Is brutal right now. February is brutal right now.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you.
You know what? We survived it. Appreciate
it. We survived. JJ, thank you so much for going through this with me. I appreciate your sacrifice for this. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they will see you again.
On Instagram, you can find me at TrueHill_TopGuyJJ. And I hope to never review this again. But the torture and the relationship that we have with wrestling is going to probably bring me back here next week, unfortunately. But I think the one that I will be calling upon my brethren to be hosting is going to be the one on the 24th because I will be flying. I will be going on vacation. Thank God.
Hey.
So I might not make that one on the 24th, but I should be here for next week for sure.
There we go. I'll let Romeo know now. Appreciate you, Top Guy JJ. Appreciate all of y'all for watching. If you haven't already, drop the thumbs up on the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you are new. We got plenty of content. We put up our schedule on our community tab earlier this week where we have a full slate of live streams and content the entire week for AEW Grand Slam Australia coming up on Saturday. Tomorrow we'll be live at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time, me and Jay News, to review this tonight, actually, at 1 a.m. Eastern time. It starts 6 a.m. for me in the UK. You got the NJPW, the New Beginning in Osaka event. Me and Jay News will be here live 1:05 p.m. Eastern time to review the show. So join us live for that. We also got on Thursday, AE Ramble reviewing AEW Dynamite. We got on Friday, we got the AEW Grand Slam Australia preview with myself, Maggie, and Jay News. And then on Saturday, we got the flagship podcast. Sunday, we got a Grand Slam Australia review. So much for you to enjoy. It's a great time to subscribe and hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSB3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we are not live here. And go over to True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment, where we are dropping our first of our series, where we'll be reviewing the entire Scream series to prep you up for Scream 7 coming up on February 27th. Me and Stat King review Scream 1. That's going to be dropping on the channel later today. But me and Top Guy JJ will be back with you next week to review Monday Night Raw. For Top Guy JJ, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 106, WrestleMania Jeopardy. We are signing off until next time.
Oh, creative. You could eat a bag of dicks.